Hi, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings, and this is going to be the reading for the Gemini female for the Valentine's spring season of 2019. Okay, so I have two pyramids. I'm just going to get right into it. I have one pyramid for the general, one into the love and romance. And I have an overview card for the feminine energy and also a power of surrender card to help you with any blocks or anything in that way, to highlight, maybe to help you along your way, along your path. That's what I was going to say. So the first card for the general energies for the female Gemini, we have individuation. And I feel like, before I get into the whole reading, I feel like the individuation has to do with her kind of being that warrior stance, like you just watch me go, like this kind of thing is what I'm getting from the Gemini female. Now, whether she's justified in that or not, or in defense, right? So we'll see how that, where that takes her, okay? So the individuation, I feel, is highly attached to how she's going forward, and almost like putting herself up against others or burying herself off from others. So there's opposition here she's needing to deal with nonetheless. The surrender card that she gets is surrender to what is. Just give me a minute here. My eyes are going. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So flow with what is instead of going against it. So the Gemini female may have a problem here with that. She may have a problem accepting things as they are, kind of trying to, and I feel like the individuation is kind of that stance where she's taking like, I'll change things, but she's got to be aware that that power is here to help you. So surrendering to what's here may help you gain more headway forward. Okay, so the head of the pyramid here, the first card for the Gemini female, the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is about wishes and dreams and hopes and being fulfilled and whatnot. I feel like this is what is driving her. She is after wanting to conquer so that she can accomplish her goals, attain her dreams, hopes and wishes and whatnot. The next card, the Five of Wands, that's the potential energy this woman carries. She's an air sign, and man, look out, because she's on the warpath. This is the sense I'm getting. The Five of Wands could be conflictive energy, and I feel like it's just her motoring. She is on a direct line to what she wants, and just somebody stand in my way and see what happens, because I'm going forward. Whether you're there or not, you're going to get bulldozed. This is the sense I'm getting. And again, has to do with what she's hoping and dreaming and praying for. Her goals going forward, this is what she's after. Now, on the other side of that, attached to her dreams and goals and whatnot, is the Death card. So that's a card about transitions, transformations, turning points is what I'm getting from here. I feel like this Gemini female is very much at a turning point here. She's got her headlights are on and focused on a goal here. She wants to attain. She's got a lot of fiery ideas and energy that she wants to take forward, and she's prepared to do that. She's prepared to take action here. But the Death card talks about transformation. It's almost like she's got to tweak something about herself and how she's doing this in order to do it and get it accomplished, is the sense I'm getting. Okay, so the next card we have is the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups is on that Five of Wands, all that potential fiery energy that she wants to move forward here. We got to be careful because the Queen of Cups, sorry, it's interesting. They're showing me the elements here. We've got all that fiery energy, the ideas she wants to take forth, having to do with her It may even be in a career sense, right? Of having goals that she wants to attain, bring forth, and conquer. So that's fire. Now, the Queen of Cups is emotions, and that's water. And what does water do to fire? It puts it out. So we got to be careful here that our emotions are in the right state. We're in the right state of mind emotionally. There might be some turbulence going on. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. That's the Queen of Cups here. She's sitting in the corner, hovering over all of that fiery energy. We got to be aware we're not going to put ourselves out with our emotional center. Okay, I'll move on. The next card is the Star, and the Star is again about hopes and dreams, right under the Nine of Cups. Hopes, dreams, hopes, dreams. So it's really infiltrating this pyramid from the inside out. Don't matter what way you go, I'm going to accomplish my goals, and that is that. Not only that, I'm going to make my wishes and dreams come true. And I have a lot of hope going forward that I can do this. But again, we have, I feel like a head-to-head, the Queen of Cups here is facing the Star. They're both kind of showing showing their stuff. Now the Star is dumping out all of that Cups energy, and the Queen of Cups is trying to contain it. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind as we go forth here. The next card, the Wheel. So we're talking about faith. Now the Wheel, or talking about fate rather than faith. The Wheel is on top of the Death card. These are heavy duty cards here. We've got Death, we've got the Wheel, we've got the Star, we've got Temperance. A sense that we gotta watch what we do here. Because I feel like the Gemini female is being very instinctive. She knows what she wants. She wants to go after it. She knows that this instinctively is the time to do it. But I don't think she understands where her fate lies, okay? I don't know if I can explain this properly. Yeah, we got to watch our emotions here the most. Okay, I'm going to continue on. We have some fateful stuff. I'll wrap it all up in the end here. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is an earth sign. Someone strong, stable, sturdy. He's just non-mover. He's just there. He's not moving and shaking. He's just below the Queen of Cups. So we may have some emotional feelings for Knight of Pentacles if we're single. Or we may be dealing with this type of energy if we're in a coupled relationship. Okay? Or someone with that energy, holding that energy. Someone who's sturdy and strong, takes care of their own, but they're not too fiery. They don't go outward too far. They're within the range, you know, dependable and whatnot. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, and that Knight of Pentacles going right into the Ten of Pentacles. He's like, this is what I'm working for, and this is what I want to attain. I feel like for some this may be their partner, okay? The man's working for his money, and that's really what he's focused on. I feel like that's kind of separate from everything else. Then we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is on the Star and the Wheel. So there's something fateful here, destined to happen in the area of where our love shines, or where it goes, or where it's bound to go, okay? Then on top of the Wheel in the corner here, we have the Temperance card. And the Temperance is, could be a Sagittarius of fire energy. It could also signify, they're going, look at all the cups being spilt here. Give me a minute. Yeah, we got one woman here, the Queen of Cups. She's trying to wrestle with all that watery emotion that's going on. The Star is about our dreams, and they're dumping all the emotions. It's like we cannot have love in our life if we go after our dreams. It's kind of like that. I feel like some people go, well, wait a minute, what if love is my dream? And they're like, no, because the goal here, we're dumping. It's kind of like they're saying to me with the Star, I have to go back to the Star here. They're saying this woman is dumping everything that she's learned emotionally into that pool for everybody else, and she's still expecting to get her dreams and wishes fulfilled. So this is the missing link here. We are cutting our emotions away, and if one thing I learned from the energies is that when you cut your emotions away, you do not learn nothing from there on in. It does not happen. You have to bring your emotions back. You have to have compassion and love and caring in order to go forward. And I feel like this woman is doing this. She's dumping. She's got these hopes, hopes and dreams and wishes she wants to fulfill for her life, having to do with work and love, but she feels like she can take her emotions and her compassion and her caring and her warmth. They go warmth, take it out, and we're going to attain this. They're going, you tell us how we do that. When you want a partner that is caring and loving and more than what you've had. So we may have some singles here that are in a situation where they've had a rough shot, okay? And they're going, you tell us how we gain a partner when we take our emotions out of the mix. See what you get. Because this is what this woman is walking down this road. She is dumping all her emotions as she goes. And she is refusing to tick back into that. There's something here that led her to do this. But nonetheless, they're going, ain't going to solve anything. So that's what I'm getting from the stars. Like, we have big dreams and hopes. But unless we deal with our emotional center, none of that's going to come down to anything. It's not going to amount to anything if we don't have our emotional center intact. Because I feel like this woman is on the precipice of just checking out emotionally. Unavailable. It's fine. Next. You know? But it's like, well, next, if we check out emotionally, then we get a check out emotionally. You know, like we cannot gain emotions without emotions to show. It's like, you got to show me your hand and I'll show you mine. That kind of thing. It's like, it's not working. I think we got, it's like, that's what they're showing me. They're going, you tell us how you can accomplish that, because we can save you a lot of time by telling you it ain't going to work. But is she going to do this? No. So the wheel here on the death card, it's like something's got to give. There's a transition here, and I feel like the star is right in the middle going, are we going to take our heart out, or are we going to put it back in? Because we feel there's a better path here if we put it back in. We have, yes, there's pain that we have to deal with, but once it's dealt with, it's gone. So you make up your mind what you're going to do, and then you go forward. You learn real quick where you're going to go. That's what they're saying. It's not me. This is what they're downloading to me. I'm just spitting it out. Makes sense to me too, because I've been on the path myself. So the Knight of Pentacles on the corner here, that could be the partner of a partnered relationship. He is working on his Ten of Pentacles. He's the king of his castle. He's attained it. He is working hard to keep it up, and that is really his focus. Now, the emotion sits in between that, and I feel like that's partly why she wants to give her emotions away. Maybe there's too much of a material side to this person. It's just not giving enough in the emotional center, okay? Now, as we go into the love, where the love cup is, where does the love cup sit? Well, it sits in trine with the star and the wheel, right? So what I really get a sense of here is we're hoping for better things. We are hoping to give our love outward. Now, another thing we got to watch, like, again, the temperance on the corner, just symbolizing again. Now, the temperance is pouring one cup into another. So at least she's got one cup that's full. The Ace of Cups, that's full. So I feel like this Gemini female, if anything, she has got her self-worth somewhere along the lines between half and 3/4 full. We're pretty good in our own self-worth here. Though we may, you know, on the singles end, we may be dealing with a situation where it's, you know, kick that out a bit, you know, taking a few tablespoons out of that cup. But nonetheless, it's still there, and we're working to gain that back, okay? And in the coupled area, I feel like dealing with the partner in whatever way, this is really kind of part of I feel where the energies separate. I feel like if we're in a partnered relationship, we are very much two individuals in a partnership. Now, I feel very strongly on the left side here, that's the partner, and he makes the money, and that's all he's dealing with. And then her, she's got a lot of love to give, but she's got to watch, because we may have a situation here too where the Gemini female is very up and down with her emotions. So overly emotional or overly having a hard time dealing with an emotional state, okay? And it may be within the relationship itself, but nonetheless, that's the energy sitting here. We have a woman who is focused on making her dreams come true. She's got a lot of fiery energy, and there's a transition here that has to happen between those ideas and all the stuff she wants to put forth. Also has to do with her emotional center and the star going, oh, she got a lot of hopes and dreams, and we're working our way, and the wheel is in here stating that whatever will be will be, and we got a partner here off the side that's making all the money, and we got some love here that we got to work on bringing it forth. Okay, another scenario here they're giving me too is for the Gemini female, she may be in a partnership here where she has to kind of share her emotions outward more. She may be holding back emotionally to our partner. Okay, so that's one scenario. Now, getting into the love and sex side of things here. So the first card we get for the Gemini female is the the Knight of Swords. That is an air sign, and I feel like that is this Gemini's energy. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. He usually comes in and he creates chaos. He's flying in and he's got his sword up in the air, and he is ready to charge in, create havoc and chaos wherever he goes to get what he wants, okay? That's what I feel like this Gemini female is after. She is after something, and she is going to go get it, and nothing going to stop her, okay? That's what the sense is here. Now, that's just the energy overall. In her regular life, that's the energy. In her private, it transfers everywhere. The sex card on top of that, the Five of Pentacles, is about the whining, dining, and playing the violin on the porch and the ocean side, da-da-da. This is what's going on. I feel like this is dreams, right? Because Nine of Cups is about dreams fulfilled. And I feel very much she's either lacking romance in her personal life, or wanting to gain it highly. Like, just not finding, yeah, it's not up to par. They're going, things aren't up to par. If you're in a mated relationship, your mate is not pulling the line here. There's no romance. It's not there, okay? And I feel like the energy of the Gemini female is just going to find it or get it out of the partner somehow, or whatnot. But right now I feel a dreaminess about it. I feel a removal from this woman of actually having this. I feel like she wants this, but it's not there. So we're kind of highly dreaming about it, okay? Next card on the romance is 21, the World. And the World is about the burdens that we have upon us that gets in the way of the relationship. So if we have a partnered relationship here, there is some burdens that are getting in the way of us actualizing our relationship, meaning we're not having a fun relationship here because there's so much to do that when it comes down to the partner, that's the point where we go to bed and we're sleeping. We're snoring. We're not getting anywhere there. So there's a lot of outside burdens upon this relationship to the point that it's breaking it apart. The card on top of that I get is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is about dreaming of a past love. This is a woman who is hung up on a love of the past. Now, if you're in a relationship, it could be thinking about times in the past where you were happy with your partner. And if you're single, it could be thinking about, you may be single at this point, thinking about a time when you had a partner that was groovy, things were going on, okay? So kind of being nostalgic in that way about thinking about a past partner. So the next card, the Ten of Cups, on the romance side, is about contentment. So I feel like it's interesting here because we have the Ten of Cups, which talks about contentment within a relationship. Kind of each to his own. Each person knows how they are in the relationship, and they're not codependent, but they appreciate each other for their worth. And then on the sex side, we have the Knight of Swords, which the Knight of Swords is about someone who takes control overly in the bedroom to a degree where it's off-putting. So I feel for the singles. Feel for the singles. There's a sense here of wanting to have more activity in the bedroom is what I'm getting. Feel like they're content, but they want to outreach to a different side, if you will, on the sexual side of things. Okay. Now, for those in a partnered relationship, we may have someone who is domineering in the bedroom to a degree that it creates distance within the partnership. Okay. There's too domineering in there. There's something you kind of slightly move away from to the point where you're just not having it anymore because it's too black and white here. There's too much going on that is unacceptable, maybe never talked about at all, and to a degree where we've done it so long that we felt like the partner felt like we were in agreement, but we weren't, and now we just don't have it anymore because we don't want to create a conflict, but in the meantime, it's just a lot of things going on. So that kind of thing, okay? Next card, the Three of Coins. Three of Coins is about forcing things straight off. So in the romance area, we might be, if we're in a partnership, we might be forcing things together. Meaning, we may have a partnership here where we're not getting along at this time, but we're trying to force issues, trying to force, let's go out, come on, let's do this, let's do that. Trying to get the partner to do things that are not of a comfort level to them, but we're going and trying to force it nonetheless. And then we have the Two of Pentacles on top of that, which is about, they're making me see that star in a window, and I never noticed it before. There's a star in the window, again, talking about our hopes and dreams, right? What we want, and I feel like this is relating to the partner. What do we want from our partner on a physical side of things? The Two of Pentacles is about surprise. To me, it's about surprise. We have sage burning here. Yeah, there's a sense here something's off. Just give me a minute. See, we're in the Two and the Three of Pentacles. So it's almost like, interestingly enough, the sense I get here, if we're in a coupled relationship, I get a feeling that we have a situation that started in the bedroom and is now going outside of the bedroom, meaning there's a problem in the bedroom that is creating more of a problem overall outside of the bedroom, in the romance area. And it's like either the Gemini female is trying to still force it back together when she knows that it's not working, which is the sense I get here. This is interesting. And the Sage is like trying to clear things away. There's something here that needs to be cleared away in the sexual side. And I feel like this is very personal for the couple. I feel like there's something in the bedroom, because they're making me look at that Sage, which I never really looked at either. And they're making me look at the star, and they're going, there's hope here that we can solve things, but we can't solve it by forcing things to be what they're not supposed to be. And that may be forcing your partner to do things they don't want to do, or vice versa, like the partner forcing you to do things you don't want to do. And that's the sense I get from that Knight of Swords. He is imposing upon. There is no two ways here that this woman is, does she have a choice? I don't think so, right? I mean, she don't look too happy. And I get a sense here as things started in the bedroom, and now they're going outside of the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom, we're forcing it back together. Well, no, it's okay. We'll just shut her off in the bedroom, but we're trying to keep up appearances, and it's not working, okay? So the next card, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about great disappointment and regret and sorrow, heavy. So something happened here to create that scenario. Now, we've got all those swans there. That's about swans mate for life. They are, I mean, the huge icon for partnerships and being together. And there's 6 of them in the picture, and they're all impaired, right? Because you never see, well, you'll see one swan because person takes a picture, one swan, but the symbol is of love, right? And when they how you say, when they mate or whatever, where they do that dance, you know, that birds do. They kind of form, their heads come together in that heart shape, and it's so naturally beautiful. And it's like all the roses, all the flowers are going into the drink, and the drink's got all the, so it's like love gone, completely shattered. And then we have 5 swords in the background symbolizing there's a long line of stuff here that has gotten to this point. So I feel like if this woman, right, because she's trying to dump out all her emotions, there's a long line of stuff that has led her to do this. And also a feeling of regret that she's taken so long to kick in, okay? Now on the sex side of things, we have the 3 of Cups. Very interesting, because we have a card here that's made for a romance, and then we have a card here that's dysfunction. So how can we have them back to back? It's like you got to be in a different relationship for this. So they're going to explain here. So we have the 5 of Swords symbolizing there's a long line or long history of regret and sorrow and disappointment here. I feel like the history is in the disappointment. And the regret is in not fessing up sooner. But I feel like this is Gemini female. Why didn't I come forward sooner? Right? Now the 3 of Cups, let's go with the meaning of this card. 3 of Cups is about dipping in our emotional center. The 2 of Cups is meeting that partner in a physical sense. The 3 is taking it one level further, right? We're going and we're being very intimate with someone, very emotional with someone, and moving that way. Now, I feel like this is the regret. I feel like they're regretting either having an opportunity and not taking it, or not, like something to do with having that feeling. Okay? So if we're single, there's a sense here that we may have had someone in our midst here that we had a very emotional and physical exchange with that we regret not going further with. And this could be very much in the past, okay, that we're thinking about now. Or could have been a dating scenario that we just, for some reason, we just can't go back. They're making me look at that rock with the tie on it. It's symbolizing, you know, tide of emotions and how heavy that rock is. It's heavy, the weight of emotions that are tied between these two. So somebody here that has our emotional center in that way, but there's regret to connect with them, okay? Now, we're talking about a coupled relationship. What's going on? We may be thinking about someone before. Okay, if we're in a partnered relationship in long term, we may be thinking about someone that we had a relationship way before we were engaged with this partner, or someone that we may have stepped out with, simply put. Someone that at some point we had a physical relationship with, and they're not telling me, they're not letting me in whether this is new or not. Because if we're in a committed relationship, we can't be stepping out and gaining this material because it's not part of the blueprint, okay? So what they're telling me is along the path in the past here, we may have had, and okay, they're going, we may have even had a split where we indulged in something and then we got back together with the person that we're with, and now we're thinking about that. So it's someone in the past that we had a very deep emotional connection to. Not only that, physical as well, okay? Now, as we move on, 19, the Sun, and that talks about things that are highly aspected, distance between people. And then on top of that, we get the 3 of Swords. 3 of Swords is about a third-party triangular situation where one person's left out. So, if we're talking about singles, we're talking about someone here that has that we are dating or have an interest in, but there's someone on the side that either has an interest in us, has not let us go, or a past, like, right, we've gone from one relationship to another. We have an interest level in this one here in the green, and maybe one from the past is not let go of us yet. I feel somehow reluctant to give this man any guilt. Like, he has done what he needed to do. He broke up with the purple lady, and he is now going with the green lady. But this purple lady is either in there to cause trouble, or she just can't deal with the fact that he's moved on. So I feel like he's done the right thing here. So whoever you are in that scenario, that's what's going on. I feel like the lady in the purple there's some vindictiveness and not being able to deal and not feeling like she should still be. But that's not reality. We're not dealing with reality. So the lady in purple here that's hovering kind of has no right to be there. I feel like these two do. So again, so there's this scenario here that could be happening. Now, if we got the 3 here, and again, we got the 3 of, we got 3 threes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we do have a scenario here where we could have someone who is either gone out or had a third wheel to this relationship. So if we're in a committed relationship, we may have someone here who is on looking, trying to get in. I feel like it's a bust apart, honestly, because of this card. This card's telling me, you know what, I'm trying to force it to stay together, but it's not going to be. Why? Because one, we're in love physically with someone else. We're dreaming about someone else. We're thinking about someone else. Our partner in the bedroom is too overpowering for us. We don't like that. We want to separate from that, is the energy I get. I want to separate from the overpowering energy in the bedroom. And then the sun is shining on moving forward with a new partner, is really what I'm getting. Whew. Okay, so where did I go with it? I started with the single. But no matter what way you look at it, there's a situation here where this woman has been through some things here, and I feel like the problem sits with the fact that we have not laid down the law yet. Our mind is wandering in a direction that eventually our body and soul will go, but at this point there's a denial to want to do that because of outside forces. I feel like there's outside people saying, well, you're in a relationship here or whatever, because this 5 of Swords sits so heavy here. There's a lot of burdens on the relationship, never mind the people in it. And I feel like if there's a partner here, is this really kind of I'm doing my own thing. Like, it wouldn't matter if we were apart or together to the partner, because they're just doing their own thing. They're in their own little world, is the sense I get. Now, that's on the lightly dating. The more solid relationships here, I just feel like the man is just focused on the money, and not much else matters at this point. Now, the woman is trying to look for hugely romantical. She's daydreaming about being in a romance. She's wanting the love of her life, that kind of thing. She's waiting to try and materialize that in her present. And what she realizes is that the one I'm with is not that. What I want is not what I'm with. So she really has to get grounded with that, because that's the Knight of Swords coming out here and bringing all those hopes and dreams and wishes and all that fiery energy that she wants to bring forth. It's because she knows that she hasn't got it where she's at. And a lot of people can sit in an energy of it's okay, things are okay. But why do that when things can be fantastic? And that's the thing. Your mind already knows there's more to life than this, so we need to go after it. We just make up our mind, pull up our panties, and go. That's the problem here. We're thinking about the past, we're romanticizing the past, we're distancing from our partner, and we're trying to force things on the outside so everybody thinks we're okay. But inside, we're deeply hurt, deeply full of sorrow and regret that it continues one day longer. There's regret here, but there's love and, sexual feelings nonetheless, and an essence here that the sun is shining on a physical partner that we may have, 1, stepped out on a relationship for, or 2, been dating and is in kind of the periphery here. It's a new scenario that's come forth to us, and I feel like it's a good way to go, and that's really what I'm I'm getting directed to here. So going back over things, the feminine card was individuation, and I feel like that is what she needs to do before anything else. She wants to accomplish her dreams and make her wishes come true. She really has to get to the point where she's an individual within her own self, out of the relationship. I feel like that's her biggest challenge, is trying to get out of this relationship, because one, it may be conform to the reality that she's in, and if she leaves it, it may be part of her identity that she feels like she's losing. But the fact is, she lost her identity a long time ago, because this is not adding up to what she wanted, right? So individuation, I feel like she has to be an individual and go forward in a single way. That's how she's going to gain her hopes, wishes, and dreams fulfilled. Amen. Now, her surrender card is what is. What we have to understand is that this relationship ain't going to get any better. We cannot force it. We cannot push it. We cannot move it into anything other than what it is. It has been what it is. It is not going to change. We are changing, and we are realizing this is not doing it. So when you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So I feel like this woman really just has to get grounded in the fact that this is what it is, and it's something I want out of, and I need to make actions to do that. I feel like highly that's just the decision she has to make. I want out, and I need to go. And just, I don't know, so much a denial. But really what it is like, I'll stay here, but I'm just shut my emotions off. And that's not the solution. Because they're going, well, no, we move. We keep our emotions and we move. We don't shut the emotions down just because. And that's, that's the rest of life, right? Love, marriage, and family and friends. Sometimes family loves our partner more than we do, or doesn't understand. And there's got to be a compassion for people, because their personal lives are personal for a reason. They don't know the ins and outs. They don't know. And you shouldn't have to explain that to anyone. You shouldn't have to explain that outward and say, well, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. None of their business. You go in there, you deal with what makes you happy. If it don't make you happy, you move on. Because that's what this life is about, is trying to find the happy. And if you go to contentment, then you're not happy. So they want you to be happy. And that's what we're looking for and shooting for. So that is the Gemini reading. Singled or coupled, we have a scenario here where we've been through a lot of pain and a lot of anguish, and we haven't used our instinct to pick a better unit, to go in a better direction. We haven't used our instinct. It's been there, we're not listened, and then we had to pay a high price for that, because there's a lot of regret going on at this point. But there's a new direction nonetheless. We just have to have the courage to go in it, I feel, is the thing. No matter if you're in in a committed relationship or not, I feel like the courage is to stand up to your partner and go, it's not making me happy. And again, you may have the partner going, yeah, I'm not happy either, so let's do this. And it's just that easy. Not very many times it's going to happen, but it can. And I've felt that in a few relationships that I've gone through intuitively. People just don't want, or it's not the right time, or whatever. But here I get it. It's more than just a timing issue. We've had repeated offenses here where we've been hurt and not getting anywhere with what we want. This is not what we want. It's not what we want anymore. That's all. That's it. So we need to have the courage to move forward into better things. It's really... Okay, I'm going to quit repeating myself. So that is the Gemini female reading for the Valentine season, February, March, April of 2019. So hopefully that gives you some insight into things, whether you're watching for your girlfriend or watching for whoever you're watching for, right? Hopefully it gives you an insight to help alleviate something, whether it's just to go to the person and say, are you happy? Boom. And then we start to deal. Hopefully everybody, you cannot go wrong with the truth. You cannot go wrong with the truth. It may hurt. Yeah, it may hurt. But it's the truth. You cannot go wrong with it. And I feel like that's really what's going on here, is an omission of the truth and then it just keeps getting worse and darker and heavier and more restrictive, and that's the problem. So surrender to what is. That will help you. Surrender to the fact that this is what it is. It's an unhappy situation. Surrender to that, and then work on your individualization, and then go outward with that. And I see the path really free and clear. So hopefully that helps you. Take care. Happy Valentine's Day. Have fun and be kind.